From Rasenal to Arsenal. Arsenal, I only have one thing for you to do for me this weekend, and we're going to get into that. Because in the last few days, I've done a couple lives on TikTok. I said a couple videos, said a couple things, and I'm done sulking now, because as much as we can sulk, as much as we can cry, because as much as that result on Wednesday night was poor, it's time to stand up and be counted, because the enemy is looking at us. And the enemy can see that we are a little bit wounded, even though we're still top of the table, 5 points clear. The enemies, the haters are talking, and they are assuming that we are going to drop the ball. So my main question I'm asking is, who do we want to be? Who are we? How do we want to be remembered, Arsenal fans? Let me know. I would love your thoughts on this. How do we want to be remembered? Because I think this weekend we are at a crossroads. Or there's a fork in the road where we can go this way or we can go that way. And it's very simple. You can either go left or you can either go right. Right? And too many times in seasons gone by where we felt like we should have won the league, whether it was Leicester or, was it 2007, 2008? Was it Gallas on the floor, sitting in the center circle? Too many times where we actually think we should have gone on and won the title, and especially in the last 3 years as well. 22, 23, we came storming out the blocks, and no one actually thought that we were going to win the league. And then we came kind of unstuck with Tomiyasu and Saliba getting injured in the same game. We went on a great run in 23, 24, only losing one game, Aston Villa, rotating the squad for a Champions League game against Bayern Munich in a quarter-final. Last season, we just weren't on it at all. But every year, in the last 3 years, we've stepped up and up and up again. That's what the expectation is now. Because this manager, Mikel Arteta, told me at the end of, was it at the end of 23, 24 or 24, 25, when he said we shouldn't be satisfied. Because the expectations at Arsenal Football Club always have to be high. Always. Premier League, wanting to win, expecting to win a Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We have no divine right to win those cups, but we must be in the conversation. And we are in the conversation for all cups still this season. But this weekend, it's the Premier League. And as we know, in the last few games, it's not been good in the Premier League. Wolves, Brentford, Liverpool, Forest, Man United. Last 7 games, it's been poor. Only 2 wins, Sunderland and Leeds. Good wins. Leeds away from home. It's not easy. Sunderland at home. They gave a bit. They tried to give a bit of problems, but we got the job done. But in between Sunderland, Leeds, Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final, Wigan, the bread and butter is the Premier League. And we haven't been eating the bread and butter. We haven't even been able to spread the butter on the piece of bread. The basics in football. And when I'm talking about the basics in football, I'm talking about defending set pieces. Kayode. Lewis Potter, I think it was Brentford. Odegaard. Get the other side of your man. I think a lot of people have been very, kind in the last few games, saying that there are some moments that we shouldn't allow, or there are some moments that again went against Arsenal, should I say. The XG, the goals against, the Bueno goals, the Cunha goals, the Dorgu goals, big goals, great goals. But you stop those moments from happening by playing on the front foot all game. Not timid, not start to go into the half, and then Zubimendi finds the ball back at Raya, or the ball just ends up back at Raya, or you're continually playing in a horseshoe. No. As much as we have been unfortunate, this has been brought on to ourselves, people. Because we are good enough to win these games outright. Wolves on Wednesday was the catalyst of that. Because you're 2-0 down to the team that's in 20th, that is on course to be the worst team in Premier League history, and you surrender a 2-0 lead to that team. And at that point, there was almost an implosion. in the Arsenal fan base. Now, I didn't say that we're going to lose the league because I still believe that we are going to win the league. But when results like that happen, I think you are within your right to say how you feel. But as I said, we've moved on from that now because the enemy is looking at us. I can't end the season with hearing Paul Scholes in my ear saying that we are going to be the worst champions. No, that's not going to happen. Because what Arsenal are going to do from this point onwards is go to Tottenham on Sunday and they're going to reset the record straight and remind everyone of who we are and what we want to do and who we want to be. We want and need to be Premier League champions. There's no question about it now. There's no question about it because it's been too long. And I cannot envision a season where Arsenal are not Premier League champions from this point forward, because we've had our low moment. We've had our low moment and it's been low. It's been low. And I don't believe it will get any lower than that because we have too much quality within our squad to do this. We've seen the games against Bayern Munich, Villa, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, other big wins that we've seen in the Champions League and the Premier League this season, going 8 games unbeaten, no goals conceded through the Champions League, Carabao Cup and Premier League. We know what we can do. Simeone said he's played against, or he sees the best team in the world. Premier League managers have come out and said they see the best team, or when Arsenal come up against them, they've played the best team that they've played against this season. And we have the core values. We've set the foundation to become the best team. But the problem that we've been facing in the last few games is not even the defense, because the defense has done their job. I know we can be annoyed at Gabriel and Raya for their calamitous error on Wednesday. But to be fair to them, they've done their job all season. Raya still has 13 clean sheets. He's on course for the Golden Glove again. As I said, Gabriel was part of the defense that went 8 games unbeaten with no goals conceded in that as well. Gabriel was a part of that. It's the attack. And Arteta and Arsenal, whether it's Madueke, whether it's going to be Gyökeres, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, you lot have got to start pulling it out now and putting it on the table. Put the money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? And go out there and go and get this game done. And then go and get this league done. Because you lot are not as bad as we've been seeing. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I genuinely refuse to believe it. Because I know how great we can be. But in the last few games, especially after matches, I've had to just sit down and shush for a second. Because even though I'm out here in these trenches, you haven't been performing like we're in the trenches. You need to go out there and win this league by any means necessary. We don't have a divine right to win the league, but you must go out there and fight and die for it and die for the badge. You have to die for the badge. I said on a short yesterday, and I said on TikTok as well, that if the shirt is too heavy for you, take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Because I can imagine that it's not easy under the pressure, but you have the skill and the money to do so. And you've been put in this position to do so. So shake it off now, because you've had your blip. You've had your blip, and now it's time to get back on track. And Tottenham versus Arsenal was that perfect game to remind everyone of who we are. Batter Tottenham on Sunday and resend a statement to the league. I don't care what Man City do, because it's about us. I'm only afraid of us. But who we can be is absolutely glorious and amazing, people. This is not really a tactical breakdown. These are just my thoughts, and I just wanted to get out my thoughts because I just wanted to talk to you, the Rasenal community people. So you let me know what you think in the comment section down below, yeah? Because Arsenal can come back, and like I said, we will. I believe we will, but we have to show it on the pitch. And we will show it on Sunday at White Hart Lane. Peace.